What's up, guys? How are you guys doing? First Asia stream of the week. Let me send it in the Discord real quick. Asia live stream now. What's up, Ryan? How's it going? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Alrighty. Let's get started. All right. So, just to kind of recap today, pretty solid New York AM session. Pretty solid session. I got my trade done pretty fast. So pretty much what I saw is I saw NQ tap into this 4-hour gap, took out yesterday's high, got a really nice sell sequence down. I did get short here for a little bit, but then I just got tagged out for break even because I was unconfident. I wasn't very confident in it because of this 5-minute gap. Once this 5-minute gap inversed with this strong sell sequence, I noticed that ES was leading. ES was leading this 5-minute gap right here. Where was it? Where was it? It was yeah, right here. ES was leading. So I saw that 5-minute gap drop down to the 1 minute, and then I took the trade on the 1 minute closure. So it was something like this. It was something like along those lines. So yeah, that was a pretty solid trade this morning. Then the indicator. So I put in an update for the opening range breakout indicator. So I added inversions. The first inversion of the sweep low and the sweep high. So for example, right here, you can see price swept below the opening range, even took out these equal lows right here, and then price started ripping higher, right? So off that inversion, you can see it says IFEG, right? So that's pretty cool. So if you want that indicator, you know, it's called orb plus for FEG, but you can't just search it up, right? If you just search it up, it's not going to be here. To get it, you gotta join the Discord. If you join the Discord, look for the free indicators channel. It's right there. It's completely free. All you got to do is join the Discord. But yeah, that's how you get access to it. You can see it did give this inversion right here, which, you know, obviously I didn't take it. I was not on the charts. But if you, I mean, you know, I'm sure you would have made a little bit of profit off that, you know, if you did. We had a crazy run. You know, we had a crazy run today. You know, we swept lower, right? So let me kind of delete these lines real quick and see what we have. So let's just put in yesterday's high, or I guess you know, New York's, or yeah, I guess today's high. Pretty much yesterday's high because we have a new daily candle. So yesterday's high, yesterday's low is right here. So we got that, and then let's drop down to the 4 hour. Let's see what we got here. 4 hour, no gap in the 4 hour. 1 hour, we do have a 1 hour gap. We are tapping into it right here. You can see the opening range is drawing it. So got this gap right here. All right. So this is a 1 hour gap. So price is tapping into that. Let's see what happens. You know, are we going to inverse that or not? Let's go to the 15 minute. What's 15 minute doing? Okay. All right. Yeah, so tapping into this gap right here. You know, I guess we want to see what happens when we get into this area. We also have this 15 minute right here. So we'll keep that drawn as well. So maybe price wants to tap into that and push higher. Kind of maybe, you know, like take out this low we got right here. This is ES too. I'm doing my analysis on ES right now. So, you know, maybe we have that right there. So what I want to see right here. What I want to see right here is I want to see price. I want to see how price reacts inside this gap. So I want us to take out this right here, this low. And then I want to see if we get a strong buy sequence back up. If we do, then we'll look for yesterday's high. Did you stream today? Yes, I did. I did stream today. I streamed for about probably 55 minutes, I would say. We caught a really nice win. Here's we cut this over here. Cut this short. I'll just leave it here just so we can have it to refer back to. It was something like this, something like that. So cut a really nice short, but yeah. I will be doing an Apex giveaway tomorrow in the Discord on the stream tomorrow morning. If we get 35 viewers tonight, then I'll do it tonight on stream. But yeah, so that's my analysis on ES. You know, I'm just waiting for price to kind of take out this level right here. NQ, you know, let's go do our analysis on NQ. Let's see what's going on here. You know, NQ, we did wick up into that daily gap. I feel like we are going to fill that wick at some point. You know, so let's draw. Let's kind of delete all this. We got a bunch of stuff on here that we don't need. Right. Let's. So we got yesterday's high. Got yesterday's low. Okay, so we got that. Let's drop down to the 1 hour. Do we have that? Yep, we do. We have the same gap. It's a little bit smaller on NQ than ES. Let me leave this here. Yeah, let me do something like that. There we go. I could put it right there, honestly. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, cool. Alrighty, so yeah, so we do have this hourly gap right here on NQ. Drop down to the 15-minute. Yep, we have the 15-minute gap right there as well. So, you know, pretty similar with ES, pretty similar. You know, this wick is a little bit lower. You can see this sell sides right here. All right, so we'll see what happens with that. Yeah. Looks like we are kind of tapping into it. Tapping into the gap right there, that 15-minute. So like I said, you know, I want price to... I want to see what price does inside this gap. Let's go back to ES. ES is not quite in that gap yet. ES is not quite in that gap. You know what? No, I'll make this 30 likes instead of 35 viewers. I'm gonna make this 35 likes. There we go. Much better. That'll be a lot easier to track too. There we go. How was everyone's New York session? How'd you guys do? You guys green? You guys red? I had a pretty green Monday. You know what I've noticed the past few weeks, New York AM Monday session, it's always had a clear bias. It's always had a clear bias, and then it just immediately just pretty much just ripped there in the first 30 minutes. It kind of did its moving, and then just kind of went sideways for the rest of the day. So like Monday, the past few weeks, you would have had to been like super aggressive to kind of get like a really nice chunk in the move. So like that's kind of why I took that short today. You know, like it was a little bit more on the aggressive side for sure. It was definitely on the more aggressive side, but that's what this type of price action called for. So, you know, imagine taking this inversion right here. Oops. Imagine taking this inversion off the indicator. That would have been huge right there. And then just held that thing the entire way. Because, I mean, you would have been in almost no drawdown. Like, you're in right there. Your stop is at the low of this candle. You know, you take it to midline, 1.2. Take up to high, 1.9 pretty much. You know, you want to rip it higher. Like, you can, I mean, you know, back up to that gap, that daily gap. All right. Best time to trade Asia session. I like to start at 8 p.m. Eastern. I like 8 p.m. Eastern. Tamara says, great, but I've done better before open than later. Before open than later. End up losing it all and having to get it back. Okay. So, you know, right now, I'm still just waiting for price to kind of pull back, kind of do something in this area. You know, if we kind of zoom in here on the 1 minute, right? We got a 1 minute gap right here. Got this 1 minute gap right there. So kind of just want price to kind of, you know, do we have SMT here? No, we don't really have SMT. Yeah, like I want price to come down here. I want it to take out this level, tap the CE, and then rip. All right. If we don't do that and we just start inversing here, then we're probably going to look for 50% of this, which would be, you know, 59.12 for ES. I'll probably do like, you know, 21.389 for NQ. So, you know, this at this hourly gap, you know, we got 45 minutes left on that. Yeah, you know, like I want to see this start to inverse for bears, or I want to see it get taken out, and then I want to see a strong buy sequence. You know, like I just need to see some movement in one direction or the other to kind of show me which way they're going. Right? Like if I see a strong sell sequence through this gap right here, okay, I'm probably and I see us continue down, I'm probably going to look to get short, probably, you know, maybe back to midline. You know, kind of back to that 50% area, I guess. If I do see us take this out and I see a strong buy sequence right after, right, buyers are stepping in, we're probably going to look for yesterday's high. So just like I want to see how price reacts in this area, right? Right now, I'm not really in an area where I want to trade. It could change if we start getting some strong buy or sell sequences, but right now we're just waiting. So, what's everyone's bias for the day, or for the night, I guess? Or do you guys not have one? Like as of right now, you know, I mean, like on the daily, we can do we can definitely get a pullback. You know, we can definitely get a pullback, or we could continue. I'm kind of thinking a pullback is likely, right? But you know, as you guys probably know, we are kind of just in this little area right here, right? So it's like, you know, like overall, like long term, you know, I'm bullish. Long term, you know, like probably this year we're probably going to all-time highs. But right in here, you know, like this is the daily, does not mean we can't just do this, right? Like that could easily happen. Easily. Right? So it's, you know, right in here, it's, you know, we just have some consolidation, right? So we're just kind of waiting, kind of see what happens in there, right? Obviously, like, you know, we had a very nice trade this morning on the New York AM stream for on ES. this right here. That was a super nice trade, but yeah. Right now, just waiting. Let's go to the daily real quick. What is this? Is that a 4-hour gap? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so we're in the BPR, the 4-hour. Okay. I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna draw this one. There we go. All right. Yeah, so this thing, we definitely, this is a pretty hefty 4-hour gap. It's also a BPR. So I would, I think we'll see a pullback in this area. We're kind of already starting to reject out of it, but I definitely think we'll kind of get something here. If we do inverse this gap, then we're probably going to run and fill that daily gap that I just had drawn. But yeah, I think we can see a pullback here inside this BPR. We might want to go a little bit higher first. I don't know yet. But yeah, right now, pretty much what I'm waiting to see is I want to see some movement, right? Price is right here, just kind of sitting right above this 15-minute gap, this wick low right here. I want to see what price does. I want to see what price does kind of in this area. I need to see a buy sequence or a sell sequence, which I have not seen yet. Right? So Tamara says, let's see, Jerry says buy. Tamara looking for pullbacks at about 6 a.m. My time will probably be the best time to trade, but after market was bullish. Long, take profit at previous day high. Nice. If you're long, that's a good target. For me to get long, what I need to see is I need to see price take out this wick right here. Then I need to see a strong buy sequence in this 15-minute gap with some type of inversion, and then I'll get long for something like, it'll be something like this. If we get it, if we just keep selling through here like this and we don't see any buy sequence, I'll probably look for lower. We did have a pretty, expansive move here, right? Like this thing, like during New York, it was definitely a trend day. New York, we definitely trended pretty nicely, right? Pretty nicely. If any of you guys took this trade right here, you guys would have crushed it from the orb fair value gap indicator, right? Of this, you can see it right here, the inversion, right? But yeah, during New York, what do? We trended up. So during Asia tonight, we might just kind of just go sideways, right? Might kind of go sideways here. I don't know yet. All right, guys. Let me change this song real quick. There we go. Yeah, so price really has not done anything in the past 30 minutes. Price really hasn't done much. Our range for the past 30 minutes or so is about 15 points. So, it's not the greatest, right? ATR right now is probably it's under 10. I really don't like touching it when it's kind of like under 10, right? It is very trash, PA Ryan. You are correct. You are correct. You know, Apex is doing a pretty interesting sale right now. So they're doing 71% off, but the main piece of the sale is on the actual PA fee, like on the activation fee. So like the activation fee is only $100 right now for a lifetime, instead of like being 140 plus. So, you know, if you guys do want to get some accounts, you can use code GC Trading right here for Take Profit Trader, for Apex, for Funded Futures Network. Yep. Awesome indicator though. Yeah. Thank you. Gonna add it. Yeah. No, it's pretty good. You know, like I'm already working on some more stuff for it as well. You know, let me change the song real quick. I don't know what this is. All right. Yeah, so like I'm already working on some other stuff for the opening range breakout indicator as well. But yeah, like, you know, like let's go look at the 5 minute here on this indicator, right? So like, you know, here's this long right here. Now obviously, you know, like you got to kind of use your, you know, your own kind of analysis with it, right? So this is, you know, this is a 5 minute, right? A short right there. Short right there. There's a little long right there. Long, right? Chop right there. Probably break even. Nice short, nice long. Yeah, if you would have held, excuse me, if you would have held, you would have won, right? Short right there. Maybe stopped out on that one. Win, right? So like it, you know, it gives like a lot of you know, it gives like a lot of good signals. But I'm gonna add even more stuff in there. And that's just the 15 minutes. So, you know, like if you go to like here it is on ES, like ES, it's honestly I think it's been better on ES for some reason. Like long right there, right? There's a nice short, nice long and short, nice short, right? So, but yeah, I'm gonna add more stuff to it, just slowly, just to kind of like, you know, give it some more confluence, right? But yeah. And that's the 5 minute, right? Like here's the 1 minute, right? The 1 minute, like look at the 1 minute on Friday. Look at this thing. Boom, long right there, short right there, right? Maybe you would have gotten ticked out on the stop here, honestly, on that. But just depends on where your stop is. Right now price is still going sideways. Can I explain the 3 lines? Yes, so the 3 lines on the indicator. So right here, you will, so there, here, let me kind of zoom in here. Yeah, so there are 3 lines on the indicator, right? So this one is the high of the opening range. This is the low of the opening range. And then this red line in the middle, that's the midline. So it's just 50%. Like if you take your fib, it's 50% of the opening range, right? So what this indicator does is it looks for sweeps, right? So once price starts breaking out of opening range, either above or below, you'll start drawing these gaps. So then you can see, okay, price is respecting these gaps, right? We're continuing down, right? What happens over here, turn this back on, right? This, I don't have it drawn right now, but over here was equal low, right? We have equal lows right here. So price ripped down, we respected those gaps, swept equal low, inverse this gap, and then that's when we start ripping, right? So, and then you can go into the settings too. And then you can change, you know, like the time of the opening range, like all that stuff. And then if you don't want the fair value gaps, you can turn them off. If you don't want the inversions, you can turn them off, right? So, but yeah, this indicator is completely free. All right, if you guys trade opening range or ICT, you know, inversions for value gaps, you know, I highly recommend at least trying this out. It's completely free. Just get it in the Discord. Click the link in the description. Join the Discord. Look for a channel in there called Free Indicators. You can get it right there for free. So, but yeah, let's go look at current price. So we are still going sideways. NQ as well. NQ is just still going sideways. ATR is like nothing right now. Yeah. So, you know, just kind of waiting here. Just kind of waiting. You know, I want price to take out this sell side here on ES. I want price to accelerate past this and then get a nice buy sequence up, right? That's kind of what I'm waiting for here. You know, by the look of the price action right now, I don't think we're going to get it, especially because, you know, during New York, we expanded, you know, pretty nicely. So we might just kind of relax, take a breather here during Asia. And then, you know, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see what happens during London. And then we'll see what happens tomorrow, AM. But I would like sell side to get taken here. I'm also working on another ICT indicator that's like, it's pretty cool. I haven't shown it to you guys, but it's pretty cool. I'm still working on it. There's a lot to do with it. All right, so we are getting some acceleration here. You know, let's see if we can take out that sell side. Let's look at ES. ES is pushing. Sorry, NQ. NQ's pushing. So I want this to take out this right here. Well, first I wanted to get here. First it has to get here, and then I have to see the reaction. If we just continue that strong sell sequence down through here, I'll probably be bearish to like 50% of that massive leg. But if we start getting a strong buy sequence after taking this out, then we'll look for that inversion. So remember, guys, at 35 likes, I'll give away an Apex account. So hit that like button. You guys think we're going to hold this 15-minute gap, or you think we're going to inverse it? What are you guys thinking here? I mean, like, if we look at the, you know, if we look at the 5-minute and then we just kind of like zoom out, right? Kind of take everything off. Like I think like it looks like we could get a pullback. It looks like this thing could just kind of start accelerating down. I could definitely see a pullback, right? Especially after the massive run that we had today. What is well, 82 points on ES. On NQ, you know, 340. We go from there, from the low of New York, right? 15-minute, 1 hour. Yeah, and then, I mean, obviously, you know, we're tapping into that 4-hour gap up there, right? So this 4-hour gap can, you know, that can do some damage, right? Like this thing can, like, this is a pretty hefty gap. If we go to the 4-hour, it's also BPR. So, like, eventually, yeah, like, we're going to inverse it. But for now, like, this, you know, this, so far this is holding. So far this thing is holding. If we do start inversing this area right here, then, yeah, then we're probably looking lower. Which, you know, this is a 15-minute, right? What do we have? Where's our next 15-minute gap after this, right? Right here, right? Obviously, right? It's right here. So, boom. There's the next 15-minute gap. So that could be a target. You know, that could be a target if we inverse this 15-minute gap. We could see that. We could see that target right there. So, you know, right now, looks like price is kind of just, you know, we do have this gap right here, right? We do have this gap. This is a 1 minute, so we're gonna keep our eye on this. Same with NQ over here. They're both pretty correlated right now. So yeah, just kind of watching that. Yeah, this did tap the CE. We are staying above. You know, like look at these 1 minute closures. What are we sitting on? We're sitting on top of this 15-minute gap. So price knows it's there. Price, same thing with ES. We're not sitting on the CE. We're sitting on the top of the gap, but we're sitting on the CE of this. What is this? A 1 hour gap. So if we look at the 1 hour, right? So. But this right here, like the way this is building up, see how there's small candles? You know, most of the time, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but most of the time it kind of just wipes it out in like 2 candles. So we'll see, right? We'll like this thing could accelerate. It could continue to accelerate and get bigger candles, okay, then that's fine. But if we kind of stick with these small little candles, it's probably just going to take this out in like 2 candles. You know, like the buyers would actually have to step in here for it to kind of get that strong buy sequence. If we need some bigger candles. So 25 seconds left. So that's some acceleration. That's some acceleration for sure. You know. Can we hold it? We'll see. If you guys are like super bullish and you want to like you're like I gotta get long, this is the inversion that you're gonna take, right? But me personally, you know, I don't really want to get in right now, right? You know, I want to see this get taken out. If this just runs without me, great. You know, like it can run without me. You know, I don't care. You know, for me to get long, price has got to take out sell side, and then I got to see a strong buy sequence, right? But if you are super aggressive bullish, like there's an inversion right there, right? You know, keep in mind you kind of have this going on. I want to see this get taken out. But I also wouldn't mind a pullback, right? Like a deeper pullback past, you know, back into this area. I would not mind that at all either. So I just want to see how price reacts in this kind of area. I want price to go a little bit lower to this 15-minute gap, and I want to see how price reacts. All right, so NQ, you know, it is a little bit lower, but that wick is lower too, that sell side. Because, you know, if we go look at the 5-minute right here, right? Like this looks like what does this look like, right? Out of all of your guys' trading experience, right? Just by looking at the shape of this, right? This thing looks like it kind of can just do this, right? I'm not saying it's going to, but I'm saying it's kind of what it's looking like right now. You know, maybe we kind of like do that and then we get a strong buy sequence. Okay, if we do that, then yeah, we can look for this high. But as long as we're kind of just staying down, just making these lower lows, if we do it past this, yeah, we're probably just going to fall out of bed. You know? So we need to see, for bulls, we need to see a strong buy sequence. You know? We need to see that strong buy sequence. So here's another gap right here. So this would be, you know, double, like if we can inverse 2 gaps here, like that's even more bullish, right? That's more bullish. You know, so, but yeah, you can see, like, what did we wick to, right? To the tick. We wicked to that CE right there, that the 50% of the fair value gap. I feel like that's easier to say, 50% of the gap. I think more people know that. But yeah, wicked right to that. And you know, what do we have here, right? We have another gap. So let's see what price does with this. So like this is kind of like how I like to trade, right? Like I just like all I pretty much use is fair value gaps and like, you know, highs and lows, like major swing points, right? I'm like, okay, are we holding this gap? Are we going to inverse this one? Or we, you know, do we have a strong sell sequence? Right? Did we take out sell side, take out buy side, right? Like things like that. But it's mainly like the main piece is kind of like fair value gaps. All right, so you can see, you know, price ran up to that gap and then is rejected hard right off that. So now we have this gap. Price is frozen. Price is frozen. And price just gapped up there. So, all right, great. Let's see if we do inverse this. If we do inverse that, that would give us, you know, more bullish bias. Like, okay, yeah, we might go now. You know, we do have this. You would have to watch out for that. Which, you know, if you do inverse that, then you'll probably be breaking that as well. So, you know, you could definitely do it. So, you know, price decided just to stop moving right here. It moves like I mean, it ticks like every 10 seconds. I think we're the only ones trading, guys. I think we are the only ones trading. Yeah, we are. Volume is 4, 11. Look at this. Look at this. Like, guys, we could probably move the market right now if we had live accounts. If we weren't trading funded accounts. There's 15 people in here. And this candle has, the volume on this candle is 15. So we have made up 100% of the volume for this 1 minute candle so far. I would love to see what happened if someone just dropped like 100 contracts. I mean, like if someone bought like 100 contracts, like this thing would probably just start ripping up. Here, yeah. You know, let's see if you guys know that. So like, if price, you know, like for example, this candle right here has 40 volume, right? 41, 42, right? Let's say someone dropped like 500 contracts, right? What would that do to price if someone bought 500 contracts right now? Market order for 500 contracts. Would price go up or would price go down if someone bought 500, if someone tried to market 500 contracts right now? No one knows. Someone's gotta know. Someone's gotta know. Come on, guys. I know you guys know the answer to this question. I know at least someone in here does. If you were to market 500 contracts right now, and your average volume on each candle is 5, yes. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. Yeah. No. Price would just start ripping up. And why would it start ripping up? Because if there's only, you know, let's say there's only 5 contracts available right here at this price, right? Price is going to continue going up to get those to fill those 500 market orders, right? Demand, guys. See, what is price going to inverse this? Is price going to inverse this? The buy sequence is not that great here. But I mean, like this is not some good action. Not at all, guys. That last candle was less than 4 points, and that's NQ, not ES. So that's no bueno. No bueno, guys. NQ, ATR under 5. Yo, have you guys heard of this? QQQI? It's pretty new. It's very new, as you can see. So it's supposed to follow the NASDAQ. It's an ETF, of course, but it pays like over 14% dividends a year, right? So like if we compare this to, you know, NQ, right? It's, you know, it's fairly, you know, it's pretty close, right? Obviously, QQQ is growing a lot more. But, you know, the other one is pretty interesting, as it does over 14% dividend a year. Yeah, guys, price, like this is not the time to be trading. Like this morning, you know, New York AM was it. Like this was the time to trade, guys. If you guys got short on this rip down, or if you got long on this rip up, that's the time to trade, guys. That is the time to trade right there. You know? Let's see. Do you guys like the green fair value gaps, or do you guys like the red fair value gaps? Which one do you guys like? Yeah, price is doing nothing. Nothing, guys. Nothing. It was a super slow day today, even this morning. Really? I don't think so. I really don't think so. You know, first we ripped up 170 points, and then ripped down 220 points, and then ripped up 320 points. There were some consolidation areas, you know. Here, here, here. But for the most part, like for this snap right there, then that snap, then that run up, you know, that's already the first, what, like hour and a half market open. Then after that, just clean consolidation, then, you know, clean ABCs up. Initial 2 jumps, got caught in consolidation. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so right now price is dead. Like I could like, yeah, this is no bueno price action. Like I don't want to trade this. I don't. I do not want to trade this. What's up, Robert? How's it going? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't like this is not good. So this right here is not a great delivery, right? Not a great delivery, right? Like an example of a good sell sequence or buy sequence would be this or over here. So see this? This sell sequence right here is strong, right? Through this 5-minute gap. This is a 5-minute gap, right? So price is inverse in this 5-minute gap with a strong sell sequence. And then we get short right there. So that's what we want to see, just clean rip through, right? This over here is, I mean, even this over here is pretty, you know, this is pretty good too, right? This is a pretty good inversion, pretty strong. What we're seeing right now, this is like here on ES or NQ. This is not what you want to see right here. This is just kind of goes up, rejects, does this, right? It's not it. It's not it, guys. Robert says it's going. A couple of wins this morning. Last night, awesome. Very nice. Very nice. Asia's a lot better in GC. Gold, you know, guys, I don't trade gold. I don't trade gold. Let's go take a look at it. Like I've not placed a single gold trade in my entire life, so I don't really know how this. Two. 2.2. Yeah, like I don't here. Let's compare it to like this morning. It moves a lot different for sure. I know that. Like delivery just doesn't look good. Like it reminds me of Forex. It reminds me of the way Forex looks, and I hate that. You know. Yeah, you know, like ES and NQ, they are, you know, it's either hit or miss. It's either hit or miss for Asia. You are right about that. Definitely. Yeah, just by looking at it, I was like, this looks like Forex. I was like, this does not look like anything I want to trade. Yeah, by the way, guys, my name is, it's not GC Trading Systems for like gold. It's not like GC as in gold. So just to let everyone know, like I've never even placed a gold trade in my life. So, so yeah. How do I feel about the monthly chart? Do you think price can come down to the monthly inversion before going higher? The monthly chart. Let's take a look at the monthly since the 1 minute's not doing much. There, yeah. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see, do you think price can come down to the monthly IFVG before continuing higher? Monthly IFVG. Monthly IFVG. You mean kind of like tapping like this area? Potentially, you know, maybe. I like overall, like on the monthly, I am bullish, right? You know, like this is pretty strong. Like I was saying this the other day, you know, this insane wick right here with this monthly inversion with that strong handle, like, you know, yeah, you know, we might kind of do this and do this, but like eventually, like we're going here, like, you know, we're going that way. Yeah, like, you know, it might kind of make the wick, you know. You're like, yeah, definitely. It doesn't have to, but you know. Yeah. You know, we are tapping into this 4 hour gap, so like maybe we kind of, you know, which is also is a BPR, so maybe we kind of just slam down that, you know, because like what's monthly low? Let's go draw monthly low. It's yesterday's low. Yeah, no, yeah, well, like I can see that happening. I can see that happening. Taking out yesterday's low. I don't know when, but this right here does kind of look bullish, right? You know, but like we could pull back. Could definitely pull back. It's in a very tricky spot right now. It's kind of right in the middle for me. Kind of right in the middle. Kind of right in the middle. We do have another fair value gap right here on the 1 minute for NQ. Is ATR picking it up? That candle's a little bit better. Robert says he's expecting the 4 hour BPR to hold to drive lower. However, the market will tell us. Yeah. You know, I think we can see a pullback. Like I'm wanting a pullback before we kind of continue here. But if we do, like, you know, if we do kind of just get that strong buy sequence here, then, you know, maybe it can go. But maybe not all the way back up to yesterday's high, but well, you know, we'll see. I'm not liking the action tonight for Asia. Let's see how many likes we got. 12. We got 12 likes. We are almost halfway to the goal for the Apex giveaway. Almost halfway. If you know, if we don't get it today, like on tonight's stream, then I'll do it tomorrow morning during the New York stream in Discord. Yeah. If you guys haven't joined the Discord yet, go ahead and join the Discord. It's pretty active. That's where we do our New York stream at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I think I'm gonna call it here in a few minutes, guys. You know, we're not I'm not seeing anything that I want to trade. You know, already pretty green on the day from New York, so you know, I think I'll call it here. You know, thanks for watching, guys. You know, if you guys want to get some Apex accounts, you can use code GC Trading right here. Same for Take Profit Trader and Funded Futures Network. But yeah, you know, thanks for watching, guys. Pretty slow day, but we'll be back on tomorrow morning for New York. So we do have news every single day this week. Some U.S. news every single day. So that should, you know, like I think that's why delivery was pretty good this morning. So we'll see how tomorrow is. It should. I'm anticipating it to be pretty good as well, but you know, we'll see. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.